Hi everybody! Welcome to Teaching and Learning at Home with Miss Larisse. If you are new to my channel, I am Miss Larisse and I created this channel for those who need a little bit of help in guiding and supporting their learners at home. A little bit about me. I am homeschooling my two children, an 8-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. I am also an IB PYP teacher. I am a literacy coordinator. I'm an avid reader and I am a writer. I just started my blog 2 months back, and it is just a creative expression of my thoughts and ideas on different topics. So if that is something that you would like to check out, I am going to leave the link on the comment box below. And it has been a crazy September month for me. It's just really busy, but I am back. And so you can expect more videos coming from me. I am planning on starting a series on writing. My previous episodes focused on reading at home, and so I thought that we can explore and learn about helping our learners write at home. And so for this first episode, I thought that we can begin by thinking of how we can help our learners develop ideas to write. And so I've seen it and I've heard the different struggles of students and, just learners of what is it that they can write, or they would say that, Miss, I'm done. I don't know what to do next, and I don't know what to write about. And so I thought that this episode would help, just get ideas flowing, and let's get started. All right, so mindsets first. When we think of writing, we have grown up and we see it in schools right now that writing is a subject. It is when we learn spellings and grammar, and then we get a worksheet, we practice it on a worksheet, we take a test, and hopefully we pass the test. But writing is more than that. Writing is an expression of ourselves. It is a way and a tool to express our thoughts, our ideas, and our emotions. And it is a tool to communicate so that we can reach out to others. And it's the same tool that others can use to reach back to us. And so, we need to stop thinking of writing as just a subject. We need to stop thinking of writing as just grammar. We need to start thinking about it as an expression and as a tool. Another thing that we need to remember is that children are naturally very imaginative. And so making up stories, when we talk about writing fiction, it's actually very natural for them. And so we need to encourage them with their wild ideas. We don't have to always structure the writing or get it, all real and all right all the time. We need to encourage that imagination, and that usually empowers them to just really write. We also need to just write. Many of us get so hung up on what am I going to write about, or am I writing this correctly, am I doing this right, that we get discouraged and then we end up not writing. And so the first thing to do is really pick up a pen and write, or just type your ideas out and write, because you can always go back and edit and revise your work. And lastly, writing is a process. You don't have to get it on your first draft. You don't even have to get it on your second draft. You can keep going back and deleting things and adding things or moving sentences around. So it is a process, and we just have to be patient with it. All right. So here is my first tip, or it could be like a first step into thinking about what should I write about, or what ideas can our learners write. And so one thing that I always practice with my students and with my children at home, of course, we keep a journal or any notebook. It doesn't have to be fancy. I have this thin one, and at the back I have this what we call idea dump. You cannot see it now, but it's called idea dump or brain dump. It is basically just a place to put all of your ideas down. And to begin with, now of course this is not a hard rule. You can do this tips or do the steps in different ways that you want, but you can start with just dividing the page into two. So divide it into two, and you have one side that says nonfiction and the other side that says fiction, kind of like on my presentation. And on the fiction side are all your wildest imagination, all of your learners' wildest imagination. So it could be a nightmare, it could be about fairies and dragons and the day my mom turned invisible. I noticed that children also like a lot of like secrets in their titles, or like the secret door or the secret portal. They also enjoy writing about magic, and so like the magical clock or the magical chair or the magical pencil. So anything and that could go beyond the world, you know, like it's just really about their imagination. On the other side is now nonfiction. And nonfiction are things that are real, things that really happen to them or things that they have experienced, anything that is not imagination or not imaginative. But it still applies to our daily life. It's something that happened to us or happened to someone we know. So for example, you know, the children can write about the last time I cried. I could write about being a mom, being a sister. You can write about your annoying little brother or your annoying big sister. You can write about the greatest day of your life. Another thing that I would also encourage my children to write is thinking about writing prompts that start with would you rather. So you can start with, would you rather be a puppy or a butterfly? And, you know, then they start to support that opinion or what they think about with facts, you know, just adding more facts and explanation to what they wrote about. So brain dump or idea dump, you can divide into two: fiction, nonfiction. Nonfiction is everything that happened to them, could happen to them, happened to someone that they know, that they experience or they have seen in real life. And fiction is just imaginative, so they can go wild with this imagination, right? All right, so the next step, once we have a fiction, nonfiction, the next column could just be a list of characters. I have seen some of my students struggle with who could be in their story. And so I thought to help them out, why don't we start listing different characters that could be in our story. So for example, the mad scientists, there will be dinosaurs and prince and princesses, zombies, ghosts and wizards, so different kind of characters. And then again, they could go wild with this. Okay, so there's no limit or there is no specific character to their writing, so they can write as many characters as they can think of. The next column would be the genre. So here's another thing that, you know, I would tell my students, and you can tell your learners at home. Would you want to write something about that is adventurous? Could it be about two friends climbing a mountain? Could it be a horror story? Could it be a mystery? Could it be a fairy tale or a love story? Or is your story going to be a combination of different story genres? So make them think about, okay, if you're not sure about your character or if you're not sure about how you're going to start it, let's start with the genre. Is it interesting for you to write an adventure story, or is it going to be interesting to write a mystery? So the students or the learners can start with that. The last column is maybe they could also start thinking about different themes that they like writing. Some students like writing about friendship, and some students like writing about family. And if you want to engage them or get their attention, talk about jealousy. Think about revenge or survival or maybe courage, or, you know, they can write a story about growing up. And so these three things that you can add on to your idea dump or brain dump, just so the learners start thinking about, when I write, I think I'm going to write a mystery, and it is going to be about two friends, and, you know, they're going to get lost, and then one of them going to get kidnapped, you know. So then these are the different ways that they can start ideating, like just listing and having ideas of what to write. So just to go back to the previous slide, we begin with nonfiction, things that happen to them, fiction, characters, genre of their story, and then the theme of their story, and then just guide them into, okay, so let's start with, and then let them decide where they want to start. Maybe they want to start with their characters, or maybe they want to start with the genre or the theme. It could even start with a setting. But I did not write the setting here, but of course it comes together as they start writing. All right, and that is the end of our first episode. I hope that you find this helpful, and if you know someone who could benefit from this channel, please feel free to share, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get alerted when I post a new video. All right, everybody, see you next time. Bye.